Welcome to the Self-Love for Everyday Superheroes show. I'm your host, Sacred Walker. Come on in. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to hear you. Grab your favorite beverage. Lean on back. Breathe in the love. Exhale the letdown, if you will. Whatever comes up during the season, we are born to shine. So excited to be able to take a collective breath with you, Love Nation. Let's go. Today's topic is, what is your first step when you have a crisis of faith that blocks you from your vision or your intuition? What is the first step? And these are the 4 things that I want you to know that we're going to be covering today. All right. We're going to be talking first about making no room for mistakes. That is huge. We're going to be doing a deep dive. I am so excited about it all. Secondly, radical self-forgiveness. Third, paying attention to signs around you. And fourth, checking in with your community of care, y'all, and making sure you're plugged in. So we're going to go forward without further ado. Bum, bum, bum. Let's get started. Now, that is my welcome music, if you will. I'm so excited to have you joining us here today with all of my quirky personality in full effect. So excited to have you. So just remember, this podcast is meant to be educational. It's about supporting your journey of well-being, making sure that you do what is needed as a visionary leader and an everyday superhero to deepen self-love, to improve your relationship to your emotional and physical health holistically, and embody your leadership potential so you can launch your vision as a radical act of self-love for a lasting legacy. And I'm so excited about it all. This show is for educational purposes. So if you are seeking deeper support, reach out to our main office. You can get information about our up and coming mastermind, our wealth monthly launch labs. You can get information not only about that, but our amazing challenge to come, where we're going to be doing a deep dive into making you all kinds of unstoppable love. Absolutely amazing. So excited what we're doing behind the scenes. So DM Ask Sacred, your email, so that we can go ahead and make sure that you are connected and the first to be in the know. Don't have FOMO, y'all. Let's stay connected. So let's do a deep breath. In with the love. Exhale with the no longer serving us, and let's go. All right. So just know today's topic of what is your first step when you have a crisis of faith that blocks your vision or intuition is a little bit of a heart touch moment for me. What we're going to be talking about today connects to the past. And the more we understand the past, the more we can build generational well-being and level up in the future. And the more our self-love and care can attract what we truly deeply desire when the pain becomes our superpower. And because of that, I am committed to supporting 1 million ambitious leaders to have breakthrough barriers to their well-being so they can achieve that next level and that peak performance. And self-love is super important to touch into all of these things. So let's go ahead and get started, because I want you to know that these steps literally changed my life. And we're going to be touching in on this during our challenge together. It helped me learn how to improve my relationships, not just my romantic, but my friendships, team members, coworkers, family that were like friendships. It helped me so much that I'm happy. I'm beyond elated to be able to share this with you today. And I'm a little scared. I'm scared, not because I feel afraid inside of opening, because it's so big that I'm almost saying, oh my goodness gracious, I am bearing myself to you in a different way. So let's go together, right? Feel the fear, as Audre Lorde says, and do it anyway. Leaps of faith. Literally, what is your first step in having a crisis of faith? Is recognizing that, because you landed here for a reason, and you landed here on purpose for a purpose. Your mistakes are like your test. You get to say, I made a mistake. What can I draw from it and fail forward? Step number 1, the biggest mistake that many visionaries make is getting stuck on that first mistake. getting stuck on that first mistake. Now, let me put some things into context here, okay? When I talk about a crisis of faith, I'm talking about I had something that rocked my world, that made me wonder whether or not God was a healer. I had someone very close to me transition, and I tried everything possible, holistic and mainstream, to try to address the concern. But by the time the concern was transparent, by the time I knew actually what was happening to the person, it was far gone to an extreme level that just providing comfort was all that could be provided at that time. And so I began to have a crisis of faith. The God that I know that is a healer, how could you allow this person to get so sick? And then I realized that a part of the challenge was that this person was always used to being so strong. And I am used to being so strong that sometimes even when we are in pain, we might ignore our body wisdom and not say anything because we don't want to burden other people. And so the mistake that I made, or the mistake that I thought I made, was that I didn't see the signs soon enough. And so what I want to invite in is that there is no mistake in a mistake. One of the biggest gifts I gave myself was knowing that because I showed up and I brought comfort, support, and care, I did my very best. Instead of being stuck in the mistake place of, I should have known sooner, I made a mistake by not catching it, by not flying in to rescue sooner, right? I should have been less busy, etc., right? That the truth is that we do the best with what we know when we know it. And so that is number one, acknowledging that it may feel like a mistake, but we get to learn from the mistake and still show up for the people that we care about. Step number two, radical self-forgiveness. Then I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive myself for feeling as though somehow I did something wrong, or that me questioning, how come, God, you weren't there, was a bad thing, because I believe in a God that can hold questions, that can be asked things and be questioned and wrestle with, right? Having a crisis of faith for a vision on your life. God, I'm a healer. How come I couldn't heal her, right? Just because I have a vision on my life, that doesn't mean that even if I question my faith in the moment, or I have a crisis of faith, that doesn't mean I lose faith. It means that I'm questioning it. And guess what? I believe that there is liberation in trusting that we exist in a universe that you can ask questions, and it's safe to ask questions. Number three, and because of that, we get to forgive ourselves, right? And I have a radical self-forgiveness worksheet that we share as one of the components of our upcoming programs that I'm so excited to have you be exposed to in a moment, because that is forever a game changer. Number three, paying attention to the signs. Sometimes a person will come along, a gift will come along. I had a doctor come along, this beautiful Black woman doctor, who was compassionate and caring and present, and allowed us to set things up in such a way that it became a home away from home for me and our family member. And so we were able to do things in a very humane way because we received the sign that we are still cared for, even when we didn't feel like it, or even when we were upset with the universe. How could you let this happen? We were able to see the sign of the gift and show gratitude in that, even while there was a wrestle. So first step, there's room for mistakes. Thinking that there's no room for mistakes is going to cause a block that'll keep you in a stuck place. And we want to unpack that absolutely with Be Matched with a Coach. Not forgiving yourself, that will be a stuck place that will block you from manifesting your vision after having a crisis of faith. Paying attention to signs or ignoring signs of support, of care, of be going in the right direction, right, will block you. And as well, having a community of care. I found that the very first time that we had a retreat out in Southampton, we were able to draw people from all over the country who were able to hold one another. And one of the members said that I had just come from a fire and I had put out a fire and had losses in the fire and was going through their own crisis of faith because they landed in that community and were held by us and could just rest. Who knows what it is to rest when you've been struggling with resting because something in you feels like you didn't do enough, right? On the other side was able to go back and continue on their path of manifesting their vision because they gave space to be able to be held in community. And so this is so essential, building communities of care, right? And we here at Kumba Health do just that. So those are the 4 steps to take. And so I want to make sure that we continue to build on this. We continue to show up because I recognize that you are someone that even though I may not know you fully yet, I admire you because you have shown up and applying these principles, whether you are first time or a frequenter of the show. I know that you've heard me speak about on some level, what does it look like to have a crisis of faith? What does it look like for it to feel like life has thrown you a screwball or has beaten you down? But it's not about it beating you down. It's about what you do with it in the midst of that can be so resilient, so transformative. And as one of my recent clients said so beautifully, the greatest leaders can handle things resiliently. And it doesn't mean that if you can't handle it in the moment, what does that mean? You get to plug into the support that is available to you through our online and our in-person coaching communities, whether it's one-on-one or one in group, we are here for you. We talk a lot of big stuff on the show, and I'm here to tune you up, crack you open, and give you strategies to make you unstoppable. And today we talked about what do you do on the other side of a crisis of faith, and what does it mean for you to create a shift? And so I'm so excited for you to plug in, stay connected. If today resonated for you and you would like a free consultation to be matched with either myself or one of our coaches, DM me at Ask Sacred, ASKSACRED, and we can get that set up for you. I want to make sure that we are continuing to support you as an ambitious leader in all of the growth goals that you have so that you can continue to shine. So take a deep breath in of love, exhale any letdown, and continue to shine as the powerhouse that you are and the love medicine that the world needs. So just remember, I'm so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you can hear my story and on the other side, know that I was able to find the peace that I deserved so that I can manifest the vision of showing up for you here today. So literally game changer, right? Literally game changer years later, how I'm able to show up and show up as a result. And I'm trusting that when I love myself in spite of, I set myself free because when I remembered who I am, the game changed. All right, Love Nation, continue to change the game. I'm so excited for the ways that you show up as everyday superheroes. Wishing you self-love, self-care, and success strategies. Talk with you soon. And do remember to subscribe below, stay connected, and do comment because I want to hear from you.